Did you know we have people who have signed up for their bodies to be frozen after death in hopes of technology reviving their bodies in the future? Yes, it's your girl Sidalu from the World File, and I'm happy to be back with another video. Welcome to the World Files, where we uncover incredible stories, fascinating mysteries, and mind-blowing facts from around the world. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share if this is your vibe. And today's video is more of a, I don't know if it's a mystery or a story. I would call it a story because it's not proven as at now. Because let's get into it. Yes, so let's get into it. They call it cryonics, and the activity of preserving the body is called cryopreservation. Yes, I had to Google these things. So let's go step by step. Let's understand this thing. Watch this video.
Do you have a refrigerator in your home? And what do you refrigerate? Fruits, vegetables, and other edible stuff? Now imagine a world where people are being frozen with the hope of being brought back to life in the future. Sounds like science fiction, huh? This is no fiction, but a new reality of our times. With the help of technology,
Okay, so that's what cryonics is. You know, freezing a human body in like the lowest temperatures in a nitrogen like nitrogen liquid, and we are talking 160 degrees Celsius. Yeah, low temperatures like that. And when I saw these, I was like, okay, let me first start by even before I completely get deep into what exactly this is. I was like, let's start by understanding where it started, so that because they're saying they are the future technology will revive them. So I was like, okay, let me research on when it started. And turns out it started in 1960s, and the first person to be cryopreserved was in 1967, which is around 59 years ago. So I don't know which future are they talking about. I don't know. Maybe they're waiting for another 59 years. But then again, let me know what to think. Let me know what to think about this.
In the future. Now, frozen means what? And who can be frozen? When we say frozen, we are talking about people who have been legally declared dead. But how can someone who's dead be brought back to life? That's where cryonics comes in. A technique that stores human bodies.
Okay, and before I get into more files, or rather more things I collected, more stuff I collected, I was asking myself, so how does this happen? Do I just get bored when I'm like 60 years old and say, let me freeze my body. Yeah, see this all later in the future, or how does it happen? And turns out performing cryopreservation on somebody who's alive is illegal. So this only happens to somebody when they die. And turns out there's 5,000 people already signed up for their bodies to be frozen, to be cryopreserved in the future, with the hopes of technology doing its thing. And let's watch another video before we get into the figures, before I tell you more about what this thing costs, and we discuss it, and we'll brainstorm together whether it's worth it. Yeah, do you have that faith in human being and their technology? Do you? So let's get into more of these.
Right now, about 500 legally dead people are stored in liquid nitrogen in facilities in Michigan and Arizona, waiting to be brought back from the dead. Let's talk about it. This is made possible by a technology called vitrification. Your body is about 60% water, and when water freezes, it expands into ice crystals that shred cell membranes. So vitrification replaces the water with chemicals called cryoprotectants, which are basically antifreeze, and cools the body so fast.
Yes, so let's start by understanding. Now we've known when it started, and it first started in the USA. It is now practiced in 3 countries: USA, Russia, and Australia. Yes, and I think I will also show you the name of the farms. So let's understand the process. So the process is pretty much putting the body in ice cubes, but then scientifically explained. So they call it, what they use to protect the tissues of the body as they freeze the body is called cryoprotectants. So that's what kind of carbs the tissues, and then now they freeze the body in low temperatures as low as 160 degrees Celsius, or they call it 320 Fahrenheit. I'm an African, it's 8 degrees Celsius here. Yeah, there's 2 types of procedures. So there is the cryopreservation of the whole body, okay, that costs this amount. And then we have neuropreservation, where they also offer services of where somebody can only preserve their brain, with the belief that preserving your brain will also preserve your memory. So chances of somebody maintaining their personality is high. I don't know. I think that's a smarter options compared to the body, because I'm thinking if technology at that time will be that much far ahead to a point where they can revive a dead body, then they can as well create me another body. As long as I have my memories, my personalities, I have my brain, they can create me another body. So I would go for that, and it says to be 80,000, okay? And the cryopreservation of the whole body is around $220,000. I'm forgetting to add the currency. $80,000 USD for the neuropreservation for the head, all right? Around $220,000, all right, for the now body cryopreservation. Let me know, like, would you do it? Would you do it? Let me think about it. Now, if I was super rich, not if, when, it's a matter of time. We stay optimistic over here. Yes, when I'm rich and $250,000 to me is fair change, I don't think I'll do it. I'll do the neuropreservation. I would preserve my brain, you know, with the hopes of maybe technology will do its thing. But then let's talk about the fact that this has been practiced since 1967. So that's 59 years. I don't know. If this ever happens, now, I am not a pessimistic person when it comes to technology. I know technology can do wonders. Have you seen the technology of the aliens, bro? Have you checked out the research about their bodies? You know, the bodies that were captured or gotten from their ship, from the wreckings and the crash of their ships. And their bodies, pretty much, most of the people, of the scientists or whatever the researchers are saying, their bodies looked more, let's say, 50% robotic, and then now the other percent natural, biological. So, and we will get there. We will get there. You know, we will get there. And that's story for another day. I think I need to talk about that on another video. Yes. So it's possible. I definitely think it's possible. Our technology is growing. We're at a point where we never even thought of, like 2002. We get, and so it's possible. But it's just a matter of time. And I'm thinking, are we talking decades? Are we more decades? Are we talking more centuries? Are we talking more millennials? I don't know. Let me know what you think. So let's watch more, but let's get more info on these.
Of wealthy individuals. This process is called cryonic. Doctors hurriedly cool the body with ice, then drain the blood and put in antifreeze chemicals. Finally, the body is stored in a steel tank filled with liquid nitrogen at negative 320 degrees Fahrenheit. Many wealthy people have already signed up, holding on to hope that someday science will revive them and defy mortality itself.
So that was interesting. That was it. Apparently 5,000. I can't believe 5,000 people have already signed up. Wow. And there's also this guy who was, I think, a well-known person in the US who was among the first people to be cryopreserved. So let's check out his story. I think he was playing, was it cricket or baseball? What do they call it?
How much does it cost? If we talk about Alka, it charges $220,000 for whole body cryopreservation. Now, if you only want to preserve your brain, it costs you $80,000. The first person to be cryogenically frozen was a 73-year-old psychologist, Dr. James Bedford, in 1967. Since then, around 5,500 people have signed up for cryopreservation.
Yeah, I ended up getting another video, but I'm glad I decided to clip it in. Yes, have you seen those figures, guys? Let me also now play the video I was looking for. I hope it's this one. Today the setup is a little bit better. I'm getting better at these.
Since then, around 5,500 people have signed up for cryopreservation, with 500 bodies already in storage, mostly in the United States. Probably the most famous of them is baseball legend Ted Williams. Following his passing in 2002, Williams' body has been preserved in a 10 feet tall stainless steel container at the Al Gore Life Extension Foundation in Arizona.
Now, the other thing I know you're pretty much asking yourself, what if it doesn't work? Exactly, I asked myself that and I had to Google. Do they offer refund? Is there a money back guarantee or nah? And this is what Google said, which is crazy. So they don't refund. And the firms are also confirming that they are not certain whether it will work. It all depends on the future advancements of technology. So yeah, they're being bluntly open with these guys and telling them, yo, like, this is the idea, but I don't know if it will work. But this is the price to pay for it if you want. And we are going to put our efforts in this to ensure it works. So you make your decision. Yeah, so I Googled and this is what Google was saying. So I found it. So I Googled and it says Cryonics Cryonics providers do not offer refunds to families if revival fails, nor do they guarantee successful resurrection. Resuscitation. Neither do they confirm successful resuscitation because the service is recognized as a speculative medical gamble. Families sign binding legal contracts that release the organization from liability and financial compensation. Bro, are you hearing this? Are you hearing this? Let me see what else I googled. And then here it says more than 500 deceased people are currently frozen. Yeah, people in hundreds, bro. Oh, there's also this guy who captured the same story, and I like the question he asked at the end. So let's listen to him.
This is Dr. Emil Kinsiora from Tomorrow Bio, a biotech company that freezes people after they die.
Instead of having the person, when they go with a starship to another planet that is 40 light years away, you put them into cryosleep, you wait it out, and they wake up without having aged a day.
But how does cryopreservation actually work, and who is this for?
If one of our people who are signed up with us who have decided to rather be cryopreserved than cremated, wherever they are, we would send one of these teams to them. Then the second the person is pronounced, then our team immediately takes over.
Interesting. And I'm still trying to get the video from this one guy who I thought had more information. Oh, the other thing, just to add, the other thing I learned is that process of using the cryo protectants on tissues, or rather to protect whatever, to protect the cells, the tissues from the extreme lower temperature, or during that process of freezing, is called vitrification. And I think I ended up researching more, or rather digging deep into this word cryo, and I ended up finding out that not only do they do the cryopreservation and neuropreservation, they also do something called so that process is called vitrification. So they also do that process of using cryo protectants, and they also use that process is called vitrification, and they also use vitrification on embryos. Let's listen to this. Okay, should be starting from somewhere here.
Now, at a small scale, this works really well. Last year, a baby was born to a couple in Ohio from an embryo that was vitrified in 1994, over 30 years frozen. The hard part is scaling it up. Cryoprotectants are toxic at high concentrations, and the blood-brain barrier blocks them from reaching brain tissue evenly. But advancements are still being made.
Okay, I think I've lost this file of the guy who had asked an important question. I'm still trying to get it. I'm sorry, guys. Just give me... Yes, there's a guy who asked an important question. I think on one of the comments I was going through. So, and the question was, let's say this technology works after like 2 centuries, yeah? And these bodies are revived. Which world would they wake up to? And how will that adaptation look like to this new world? You know, technology everywhere, completely nothing the brain from 2026 or from 1967 remembers. Yeah. And there's another comment that says they'll wake up feeling like real zombies, and I thought that was funny. But yeah, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this procedure, about this activity. Would you let your body be your tissues be vitrificated and actually cryopreserved? Would you let this happen to you? Would you let this happen to a loved one, or would you allow a loved one to sign this up? Let me know. And what do you think about the prices? Is it worth it? And let me actually go through, show you the different companies and the names of these farms. So there is a farm in US. America started this procedure, this activity, and then we also have Russia and we have Australia. Oh yeah, here it is. So it says United States. It's in Arizona, and the farm is called Alco. And I think whenever you Google about these things, Alco has been popping up a lot more. And then there is Russia. The Russia one is called Cryorus, which I think is a cool name, Cryorus. Rus being the short form of Russia, and Cryo just from the procedure's name. And Australia's one is called Southern Cryonics facility in Holbrook, New South Wales. Interesting. Well, thank you for watching, lovely people. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you're not living under the rock like me, because apparently this procedure has been around. People have been freezing their bodies, and I'm just finding out now. Guess I've been living under a rock, and I hope you are not living under the rock like me. So stay tuned to the next one, to the next topic, and what we're going to talk about and discover. Without further ado, lovely people, comment, subscribe, and share. Yes. The World Files, where we uncover incredible stories, fascinating mysteries, and mind-blowing facts from around the world. Be sure to subscribe, like, and share if this is your vibe.